Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Lee Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What is going on, world?
Chillin', Merc. How you doing?
I am good. I got a lot of pre-orders in, which I'm like, actually pretty dope ones too. I got the Power Ranger slash Ninja Turtle crossover. I got the rest of the set. They look so dope.
So now, as of right now, that one, you have nothing else coming from that line, right?
No.
Okay, so it's done.
Yep.
Cool. So now who you got?
So the last ones that came in was Raphael and Tommy the Foot Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Michelangelo as the Yellow Ranger, and April as the Pink Ranger. Raphael as the Red Ranger, just because I didn't say that. And then the Green Ranger Shredder.
Okay, cool.
That one was dope. That was like probably one of the best Hasbro figures, period.
So, okay, now, specifically is responsible for these figures?
Well, it's Hasbro. It's Hasbro.
Okay, I got you.
So the people that are making the Lightning Collection, and they kind of teaming up with the comic book people, like Boom Studios, to design the figures.
Okay, so who besides Shredder, because he's obviously the coolest one. He's the one that comes by himself. I see that.
Yeah.
Who besides him is like? Do you think is really good?
The turtles look dope. The turtles look fantastic. The faces, their turtle faces are. It's Ninja Turtles. Like there's nothing special. Like it could have been better, but you know what? I'm not gonna complain because the suits, the Power Ranger suits, look fucking dope. April's pretty much a Kimberly figure. Like honestly, it's just a. This is like the maybe. How many Pink Rangers I have? I have 4 Pink Rangers, of all the same.
And they're all. Oh man.
Yeah.
Damn.
So like, there's no different design, no different helmet or anything like that. She just has an April O'Neil head.
Is that at least good?
It's okay. It looks like more of the comic book April with the shorter red hair and shit. So those came in. Those are fantastic looking. Again, the Rangers themselves are really dope. I really want to open these and actually do an unboxing of these because these are like they're fire. They're really dope. Also, I have the Super 7 Ninja Turtles coming in any day, any moment, or any day now. I'm excited for those. I did a pre-order of all 4 turtles, and so now they're finally coming. So I can't wait to see it. Other than that,
How long ago? How long ago were those supposed to come? A year and a half.
November last year.
Oh, that's not that long.
They were supposed to come in November last year. I pre-ordered them like a full year and a half.
Oh, you mean they actually pushed it back?
Yeah, because Super 7 had like a ton of shipment problems. That's why I got my my Cardona and Myers late too.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, so it's funny because Super 7, like people got the Super 7 figures before Super 7 did.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that before. Yeah,
it's great.
But you had already pre-ordered. I got you.
Other news. I think it was called a Halocon that's going on with Target. And they doing like exclusive figures for Target and stuff like that. NECA announced a shit ton of the Ninja Turtle figures like able to sell. The the robot Bebop and Rocksteady are one of them. I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it. I went to the Target in Philly and I got no luck. But I'm hoping down the road it still sells, and instead of being a Comic-Con exclusive kind of thing, because I really want the robot Bebop and Rocksteady. They also have the Toka Razor, which I think comes out later this month. That's going to be directly Target exclusive as well, the cartoon version.
Are they like they've never before been like this specific sculpt of these figures has never before been in any lines, right?
No.
Okay, cool.
Well, the Toka Razor, No, because the original figures of the Soka Razor are supposed to be for the movie, and they can look more towards the movie ones than the actual cartoon ones.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they look a bit more brighter in the cartoon and stuff. They were only in like one or two episodes of the I think season 8, no season 7,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it.
Okay.
They never came back after that. So those come out. I gotta try to find those. And then they did Usagi and the Trinos. I think I said that last week. I think it ended this Thursday. I didn't do the neutrinos. I was like, nah, I'm good. But this week I gotta drop maybe almost probably drop about $300. They're doing Comic-Con exclusive Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze 4-pack of the Turtles, and then they're doing accessory pack, which is like about $60, and it comes with the things that they wore throughout the compact coat cuts, the maid apron he did when they were cleaning the house and stuff like that. It comes with like little things like Raphael with the tape on his mouth and the tape not on his mouth. It comes with the rope, you could tie him to a pole, things like that. The Toka Razor as unmutated and shit like that. So it comes with like accessories for part of the movie and stuff. So I'm gonna definitely try to pre-order that. I think it launches on Tuesday, so I'm gonna have to pre-order those. I'm trying to get maybe 2 sets and probably sell one.
When are they gonna do the Vanilla Ice figure?
Part 2. I would not pass it because Kino's coming out as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would not pass them doing a Vanilla Ice. I don't see him being...
All we need...
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, all we need is a Vanilla Ice, and then we need those 4 Japanese guys.
Yeah.
for the third movie.
Yeah.
When they swap, that's what we need.
Yeah.
They haven't made those, have they?
They have not done anything for Turtles 3 yet. I could definitely see them doing the Turtles. I'll definitely see them doing the Turtles.
Yeah, the Samurai Turtles. But I'm saying, do you think just for a laugh they'd ever do those samurai?
I don't think so.
Oh,
or if they do, they'll do one.
Wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty funny.
But yeah, I can see like they're doing Secret of Ooze, so now I can see the opening up to doing the only one you're not gonna see is Tatsu because his family has not given permission for a Tatsu figure. Other than that,
really, okay.
You're gonna see the Turtles 4-pack. I think you're gonna get again. I wouldn't pass them doing Vanilla Ice. I would not pass it at all. It like honestly, I don't see it as like maybe a figure that everyone will like. I don't think it would be like an exclusive to Target figure. I could see that being a Loot Crate special.
Okay.
And
okay.
Yeah, I could see it being something like that.
The idea I have though is because they're doing so many different types of them.
Yeah.
Like they're doing not just cartoon, but they're doing movie realistic. Is that why don't they just because they're good at the play sets already, right?
Yeah.
Why don't they just do the damn displays?
They do.
Of the have they done one for the stage with Vanilla Ice?
No, they did not.
They need to do that one. Have they done one for the pier with Super Shredder?
No. So anything part 2, they
need to do that. They need to get on that. Have they done the apartment with the ninjas?
No. They did like the building.
They should.
They did like the building.
They did
the rooftop.
Did they do the end? Which was Shredder on the roof?
They did the rooftop.
That's the okay. Yeah,
like I could. They have a building scale and the rooftop.
I could imagine that one. There should be there should be a tiny little Casey Jones at the bottom though. Just
with the garbage can.
With the oops. Then did they also do the house?
I think they're doing the cartoon one eventually.
I don't remember that. They did a cartoon version of the house of April's relative's house or whatever.
The turtle lair.
Oh no! Yeah. I mean, have they they're doing so many different ones from the movies? Like, have they done whoever's house that was?
No, that was April's house, but no. The reason why they don't do like so many different dioramas because they have to sell them, and a lot of the times they're very like selective, so they'll probably make it like 5,000 and that's it.
I'm just saying those would be good
because they're huge.
because that would be something to put your figures on,
Yeah, because those
and
things
then
are
you can switch
huge.
them out.
Like the I've seen
Yeah,
the city one in person, and that shit's about 3 feet, almost 3 feet tall.
and that's for which part of the city? Like
That's
where are they showing?
the rooftop and shit.
Oh, okay, okay,
Because it's layered.
gotcha.
It's like 2 floors, so it's like it has the fire
And
escape and then another floor.
the fire and the figures made to go with it, they're about how big?
About 8 inches, 7 inches. So
So they're standard size. I got it.
yeah,
Okay,
they even have a diorama for the giant ones.
they do.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and those are humongous. Those are like maybe
okay.
a foot and a couple inches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine that
And
diorama,
don't
how big that shit
didn't
is.
they make a? Okay, now because I'm trying to remember because I'm again there's so many different types. When did this start? The renaissance of these turtles figures.
So it started with it started with the video game ones. Not the, I believe. It started with San Diego Comic-Con doing an arcade 4-pack of the first arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
NECA did the 4 turtles as the video game versions, so they had like the little dots and things like that, and that was the first NECA turtles thing at San Diego Comic Con. Those were extremely popular, so they came back with the villains of the same arcade, and they did that for New York
Gotcha.
Comic Con the same
Okay.
year.
Gotcha.
That led into having GameStop exclusives, and that's when they started doing the big scale figures first. So the giant
Mhm.
ones, those were first,
Do
and
they?
then they did
I'm trying to
the
remember. Isn't there a photorealistic Shredder?
not well. They did Shredder in the big one as well, but his mask didn't come off, so it wasn't like fully detailed.
So what? Do you remember not too long ago? Wasn't there a Shredder like where they made him with this all that like the realistic detail and stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
and you could see his face? Like
yeah.
what was
That's the
they did do
ultimate
that?
Shredder. He didn't come out yet,
He did. Oh, that's not
and
okay.
it has
Okay.
his face. It has the scars on his face and shit.
And it has like the realistic the look of the fabric on his suit
Yes,
and stuff.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, they started with the arcade ones first, and then the movie ones were exclusive to GameStop. So,
Mhm.
the 8 inch ones. So they did the big ones first. The big ones first came out, and then they were out for about a year before the little ones started coming out.
Okay.
The big
Gotcha.
ones were first though, because those are still easy to get too, because they're humongous. A lot of people don't want those big of figures, so they don't sell as good as the little ones do.
Okay.
But
Okay.
they did a ton. So the movie ones were first. They were hot in GameStop. They had exclusive rights to them first, and then they started doing the 2-packs so people could recollect them, and that's for like Walmart and shit like that. So they did the 4 turtles first, and then they did the villains, Shredder, Splinter, and 2 foot soldiers.
Ah. Okay. Okay.
And yeah, and then it goes on from there. And then they started doing the cartoon ones, which were
Mm-hmm.
Target exclusive. So Target has they have exclusive to the cartoon ones, and then Walmart is exclusive to the movie ones now.
Are there now more official lines than there are series of turtles on TV?
Oh yeah,
There are, right?
oh yeah, because now NECA's doing what 4 different versions. They're doing comic, they're doing video game, they're doing cartoon, and they're doing movie. Then you got Super 7 recreating the Playmate toys. Then you have Playmates
Mm-hmm.
actually making the toys from the cartoon, which was Rise of the Turtles. Like that was the last cartoon they had, and most likely doing the movie ones as well. Then Playmates themselves are making like collector edition figures that are not that great looking, but they're doing it anyway. They did like a Cobra Kai crossover and shit like that.
Oh yeah, okay. That was them.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they and then I think Nickelodeon is very open with the Turtles license, so they letting a lot of people do the Turtle figures. Because I even heard
Gotcha.
I heard DC McFarlane
Gotcha.
figures are doing a group of Turtle figures as well,
Okay. Okay.
because they have the team up with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming out as well. So like everyone's making Ninja Turtle figures. Ninja Turtles right
Yeah, I
now,
guess.
surprisingly, is probably like the hottest commodity in the action figure game right now. They're
I
hard to
can
get.
see.
They're worth a lot, and there's so many.
I'm just like, damn. Like, what the hell happened?
Everyone loves them turtles, man.
That's so. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think,
That's actually pretty cool.
yeah, like honestly, I will say the turtles are hotter right now than Power Rangers. They're hotter than GI Joe. They're hotter than Transformers. Like I don't think nothing could touch right now what Ninja Turtles is doing for the action figure market. And then I'll say close seconds wrestling figures.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because wrestling figures are so popular. And that's AEW, that's WWE, and then you have a lot of independent companies making figures now that if it wasn't for the booming of action figure markets, there won't be nothing. Like the Brian Myers and Matt Cardona Super 7 figures. That would never have done if the booming of wrestling figures were not going on. And also their popularity and them knowing the toy business. But you also have like Coachella, you have Zombie Toys, you have I forgot who else is doing the Hasbro like figures. I pre-ordered the Broskis and Dan Helsing off of the zombie ones.
Oh, okay. I saw he got his Hasbro.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So I got Dan Helsing and I pre-ordered the Broskis from that line. But yeah, it's crazy. It's like the toy business right now, like the figure wise, you think is not. It won't be as popular as it is, but without like a Toys R Us or a lot of known toy stores to be out there now. But no, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like every week, I go on my phone. There's something new coming out, and it's like Jesus Christ. Let me make some money, God. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff I'm looking forward to. So this week, I definitely got to pre-order that Secret of the Ooze 4-pack and accessory pack. I'm very debating on getting another Toka Razor just so I can open one up, because the Toka Razor is so dope. Like you see those figures, they're so good looking. Like the movie ones are ridiculously detailed, like to the T. I think those were like some of their best figures they did.
And isn't that the same line that Shredder's going to be a part of?
Yes. That's what the
Gotcha.
Purple,
Okay,
he's
so
gonna
that's
be
the
with
standard.
the purple gear. For part 2.
Yeah, Scott Steiner
the
doesn't
purple
like it.
energy. Yeah. So yeah, there's like right now Ninja's like honestly, and then also the announcement of the movie with Seth Rogen's direct film company is doing. So Turtles are alive and well, and if their figure game is probably second to none.
No, let's just hope that game is good.
I really hope so.
That's all I need.
That and like at least a workable online on the Cowabunga collection. It doesn't have to be all the games.
One of the things? Was that one of the things that they had promised in the package? Was some type of online?
I think the arcade games.
Remember.
I think the 2 arcade games are going to be online play because they actually have the online functionality before. They've done it before. They just have to they'll have to restructure. I'm hoping at least Tournament Fighter, because that would be a big thing.
I don't know if anybody wants that. There's monsters out there that they're contained to PC right now. I don't think you want them people. There's sharks swimming out there, man. That's all I gotta say. I seen some stuff in that game to let me know that after a certain there's a high level to that. No,
yeah,
I'll stay far away from that.
Yeah,
I watch for the sidelines. I ain't playing that.
I'm hoping at least the arcade games.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, that's what I thought.
Because I remember the
I thought they were
original
going to try at least to get 4 players too.
Yeah, because I remember the original one having it. Like when it came out, Ubisoft produced it. That had online play. So I was like, all right, that has online play. So it's possible they could probably do that. They haven't mentioned anything on it, but I'm saying at least those two, because each time they showed gameplay of that one, they always had 4 players playing. It was not just 2 or 1. It was always 4 players. So, hoping at least the 2 arcades get online play. I'm not expecting every single game, but at least the 2 arcades.
Yeah, I mean that would be if they had made a commitment.
Yeah.
To actually, I'd love to know them how they solve that problem, but to make the commitment to make every one of those games that has multiplayer, if it's like, yo, we gonna make it, you could play it all in online, that would be something I wouldn't expect, but that'd be like,
that'd be cool.
Oh, that's you should really buy it then. That's a it pushes it from being a novelty to being like, oh, you should probably support this, so more people do actually do that.
Yeah.
So let's see. I don't know where that is right now.
Yeah, me either.
But,
so I'm hoping at least for the arcades, their online functionality. I could see it hard for the NES, and like just because it's a whole different. That game never had online play whatsoever, or even 2 players was kind of hard functional when you had it on the console. Like the colors started fading and shit like that. So who knows? But yeah, it will be like the 2 NES games will be 2 players, which will be Manhattan Projects and the arcade that had the extra 2
also,
levels.
Here's something I've never really thought about because I don't play that many that go back that far.
Yeah.
In terms of, realistically, they're just emulators, right? But the thing is, when they make these official ports of those old games, the thing you have to realize, and I just thought about it, is like you're not playing the same one you played back in the day, because the hardware isn't flawed like a Nintendo was.
No.
So I wonder how that affects how the games feel. Because, like, remember, if you didn't have all that slowdown that you used to get back in the day, it kind of changes how I imagine how a game would feel. Like, I don't know how those games feel in, like, what are they running? Would they run in 60 frames if there's perfect emulation for it? Like, I don't even
60,
know.
Yeah. I think 60 would be too
kinda,
fast.
but I'm saying, man, could you imagine?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Because I don't even know. Like, because see, in the retro scene, right? When you emulate and when you play on a like a not an officially made device, right?
Yeah.
Like a fan made device, say, or even like a small company made device. Do they try to emulate the hardware, or do they try to give you like, this is basically the perfect version of the game? Because listen, it's running on a computer. Do you know?
I don't know.
Like, are you in your experience for like playing with retro things?
I'm trying to think of something that will. Did you play the Capcom beat 'em ups?
The recent one that they released in a collection?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't have that one. No.
No, because I'm just trying to think if that had online play. I can't think if that actually had online play or not.
I want to say it did. I want to say some of the games did.
So, I think that will be an example of it, like probably having online play and stuff like that. But it also depends on, like, again, if they want to take the time to do it, or no matter what, that game's gonna sell. Like that's gonna sell the game no matter what. Just the fact that they're doing intros.
This is true.
So yeah, that's gonna sell no matter what. But is it going
to? But I wonder. Have you because you have like the what's the name of the retro console you have? The Retron. So have you tried to play any of the old Turtles on that?
Yeah.
And see how.
I've played I have Turtles 4. I have all the Turtle games on the NES and stuff like that, and they played smooth. But again, as much as clear the screen is, the game still has its its regular things that happen while you play the game. It's like color fading, things like that.
So does it like sometimes pixelate or like?
Yeah.
like a Super Nintendo used to.
Yes. So it has all the
Yeah.
flaws they had. It plays in a
Really?
cleaner screen.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
I
Okay.
actually have example like on the YouTube channel when I was doing the Treadles 2 gameplay and stuff like that. You see it because I was playing on the Retron when I was playing those,
Mm-mm.
and
Okay.
it was just like, again, like there was times there's too many villains on the screen, they'll start blinking and things like that.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So and
That's just a fascinating thing. I wonder if anybody would ever do that. Go back to like just make the perfect versions of an 8-bit game. Like if they could just not have the villains pixelate out because the game couldn't handle it or the
yeah,
colors fade. Like that'd be interesting. But
yeah, that'd be cool.
I hope these are good.
Yeah. I'm really excited for these. Like, again, if they do online play, it's fine. If they don't, I'm fine with that as well. But I wouldn't mind it being online, at least the arcade part, so I don't have to have people over to always play it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Did you? Because I know you said you like to put them on the stream. Did you get to watch any of the? It's called Arc Evo.
Arc Evo, no.
It's the big tournament for Guilty Gear,
Oh, I have not.
and like usually it's on Twitch. So
I'll
okay,
definitely add that to my thing to watch because I did not know that.
it's over.
So it was.
It's
I
over.
watched the old videos of
It was. It was. I believe it was 2 days ago. And they had the finals. And the reason I brought it up is because usually when they do this, they announce a new character. So
Oh, okay.
that's what they did. The I did not get to see it, but I just wanted to say it because the dude is known as being a cool person in the fighting game community because I don't know if I sent you the video of like they're a jazz band that does covers
Yeah.
of fighting game music.
Okay.
And then, so there was this video of this guy. His fighting game name is Hotashi.
Okay.
And so he was like, because he's very good at Guilty Gear, he's a top player. He had, I think, did a raid for their stream and sent people over there. And then like there was this really cool moment when the guy was playing the saxophone, and I forgot what song it was in Tekken. It was a Tekken song. So that was a big thing that happened. Cool. But that dude, Hotashi, still busting ass, and so he won this tournament. So
nice.
The Arc Revo because it's a
Arc Revo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really putting on about trailer. Arc.
All caps too, which I find funny. But yeah, is pretty cool. I just want to shout the homie out because I like to shout out people when you see them doing cool stuff for the community. That's
nice.
And so the new character actually they revealed was Testament.
Okay.
And so Testament is an older character from the original Guilty Gears, but hasn't been in this one for a while.
Okay.
And then so usually with all the characters really, they redesign what they look like. And so he used to, I don't know if you've seen him before, he used to look like Death.
Okay.
Like tall white dude with like long black hair, but he used to have like the not quite dress, but it was like kilt / smock.
Yeah.
Like around his waist.
They made him
a big
chick.
Red scythe.
Is he a chick or it's
No, it's a dude. But that was the thing. It was like gender neutral because if you look at it, you can't really tell.
No, yeah, because it made it
so now
it looks like Santana.
Yeah, so now it looks like an evil magician.
Yeah,
is basically what his character looks like.
Yeah, it looks like Santana. I was like, okay.
So yeah, that's the new redesign. So and he looks cool. Like they have a trailer for him. It's not like full. This is the move B. This is the move. It's just the little teaser trailer.
Oh, okay.
So I believe he is the last. They are the last character to be out for season 1, and then they announced season 2.
Okay,
so that's cool.
I'm glad they're doing good.
So I have to make a note to go back and watch the tournament.
Yeah, I kind of want to check it out myself.
At least the finals. So
Yeah.
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 So
Let's
I think
drive.
that's it. Right? Got nothing else, right?
How's Elder Ring? Update of Elder Ring.
I can see the end. I'll just put it that way.
You can see it.
I can see the end.
Good.
So that's how close I am to the end of the game. But there's still a ton of other stuff that I probably should just ignore and finish it. But I'm probably not because I don't. Because the thing about FromSoft games and at least the Souls types is that you kind of want to get everything that's in the game in the first playthrough that you can, because you don't really want to do it again. Because if you beat the game and you keep set your data, it goes to New Game Plus, but the difficulty ramps up. So you don't want to be looking for stuff that you missed when the monsters are. So the game is already difficult, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to try to look for, say, oh, okay, I want to find this piece of content that I missed, and then you try to do it, and then it's just like, oh, I can't even get. I hate this now because you made the monsters harder. Like, so I don't want to do that. I'd rather walk around and be able to beat them up a little bit before I finish the game.
Chance.
Yeah, it's some. Listen, people get mad because, like, oh, you don't want to be too high of a level. Look, it's fine to be able to beat up some of the stuff in this game because it's just cheap. You know what I mean? If you try to, that's one thing I have to get out of my head sometimes when you play certain games.
Yeah.
They make this game is cheap, and the AI cheats, and they read when you heal, and they know when you're low on health, because then they like press the attack on you. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you could just tell that it's programmed to do that, right?
Yeah.
And so you be sitting there trying to play the game fair. That's not, man. You not trying to sit there and I learned that a long time ago. Nah, man. I'm using the cheapest. Give me the cheapest stuff. I found this sword. It's disgusting looking. It wiggles. Like, it has like these, I don't know what is on it. It says there's like pieces of dead soldiers on it. It just looks like a bunch of tongues on it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not pretty. But it has a special move when you like hit the ground, a big ass shockwave comes out, but it's different from the other ones because there's other shockwaves in the game. This one knocks the enemies on their ass, and you can still hit them. So it's like, why wouldn't I do this?
Yeah.
So when you find something that's kind of busted, you just want to hug onto it because they just had a patch also.
Yeah.
And they fixed some stuff that was really abusable, and I was using it. Yeah. I saw what it was. I knew what it was.
Be proud.
It was just stuff that people didn't even talk about.
Yeah.
Until, like, of course, there's a YouTube video, and then, like, you see, like, oh yeah, people just spam this one move over and over and over again. I'm like, it is cheap. So they patched that out. They made it harder to do that. So, like, you kind of want to play the game in its most busted state. Sure, it'll freeze every once in a while. Because it's not optimized. Man, listen, it's not a great PC port.
Okay.
But when you're having fun with the game, like, you just want to not be annoyed at how cheap it is, and you want to just do some cheap shit. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you just want to do it. You want to do it. And it's a little less cheap now, so I'm kind of sad.
At least there's that.
I'm kind of sad.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sad. But, like, in a From Software game, when they fix some cheap shit, you just move to the next one. That's my recommendation. So maybe when I get to New Game Plus, I'll change to a Magic build because they haven't made that less cheap.
Okay.
So I want to see what it's, because I'll tell you this, Merc. It's probably better to play the game now and then, like, play the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Where, like, if you just want to learn how, because this is what I do, but sometimes I just do it to get the souls.
Yeah.
To learn how a boss is, right? You just help people.
Yeah. Learn the patterns.
And, like, even if you fail, Hmm?
You learn the patterns and stuff.
Yeah, like so even if you fail the quest, like the say if the person dies anyway, at least you know a little bit more than you knew before,
Yeah.
right? So then once you learn how to do it, you can do it in your own game by yourself. You don't need to. But then sometimes you just realize, oh, this thing is just dirty. I
Yeah.
don't like this at all. And so you just you just use the cheap stuff, and they have things you can summon in this game that are really cheap. And there was one of them specifically that they said they toned it down.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Like they
So
lying.
guess what, Merc? I'm just gonna use it, and I use it. It
Hey.
is fun. So, and I think that's one thing that I think a lot of people lose in these games. There's a part where people go, "Oh yeah, these games are meant to be difficult," and that's the reputation.
Yeah.
But the other side of that is that at a certain tipping point, you tip over into being cheap,
Yeah.
where you just do stuff and you see the boss's health bars just delete. So like that's kind of what you want in these games, because if it didn't have that, I wouldn't play it, because
Yeah.
I don't like playing games that are hard for no reason. I'm
No.
sorry. That's kind of why I didn't like Sekiro.
Okay.
Like that game felt like it was hard, and I never felt like I was having fun.
Yeah.
Like when
Okay.
am I supposed to be a badass?
When
Like I get that I'm deflecting swords with a giant demon
Yeah.
man, but this doesn't feel fun. This feels like a chore. When
Yeah.
am I gonna get to like kill him in 2 hits? It ain't
Exactly.
coming. So
It's like,
yeah,
when do I get to do these ninja shit, man?
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, I
in
have
this
these
game,
cool counters.
point I hit the point where most of the stuff is like it's either they kill me in 2 hits or I kill them in like maybe 5.
There you
So
go.
it's good. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
So
as long
it's
as you're
fun.
having fun, and that's the what it should be. A game should be fun. In the end of the day.
Yeah, it should eventually.
Yeah.
That's kind of the tagline for these games. Eventually, it'll be fun.
I forget what was it. It's like you get better little by little, but you never succeed or something like that. I forgot. Fuck. I think it was a Family Guy. I think it was. I think Cleveland said it. You never beat the game. You just try. You just get better each time. You get slightly better each time.
Yeah, I mean, that's life, isn't it?
Yeah.
You ain't beat it yet.
Where you're getting a little better each time you try.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's called It Gets Better, I Swear.
There you go. We've been running a podcast for many years with that same slogan.
But it's fun, so
Yeah.
that's why.
All right.
Was this movie fun? Yeah, I mean, it got there.
Yeah.
So this week, we are still in the 2 decades of what is it? Oh wait, so well, I mean, we'll get into that, but
Yeah.
of comic book theatrical movies and superhero theatrical movies from 1978 until 2000, and this is still 2000.
Yep.
This is Unbreakable, starring Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson
Motherfucker.
by M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah.
Nice Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah.
Shyamalan. I say the same shit. Nice Shyamalan.
So the debut was in the U.S., which is cool. It was first. It premiered in New York City. It says here, November 14th, 2000.
Nice.
So the first straight up thing, how does this fit into the list?
So it's considered the superhero movie because of the plot of him being, he did actually save somebody. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And he had superpowers.
Okay. All right. So so this is officially a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Got you.
So it goes in that category because he did end up saving. It's and also talked about It was in comic book shit and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. There was an art gallery inside of a comic shop.
That was pretty cool. I thought that was nice. Like,
yes,
he just made his money off of comics,
and
he had money. Like,
this is true.
so.
So let's see. It's directed by M. Night Shyamalan
Yep.
and written by M. Night Shyamalan. Um, if you don't know what he has done before, he's done a lot.
Yes.
Uh, not just the bad Avatar movie, right? I'll give him props for other stuff.
Well, during this time, I think he got known for Sixth Sense. That was the one movie before this.
Okay,
That was like that
so
big movie for him
there
that everyone was
was
talking about him.
the
Which,
my personal favorite movie of his is Signs.
yeah, that was after this one.
Then there's, let's see, he has also done The Village, Lady in the Water, The Happening. Unfortunately, The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's about it, right?
There's a new one called
What else we
Old that
got?
came out a couple. I think came out last year.
And then yeah, I see. And then you have the follow-ups to this movie, Split, Glass,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So they
Yeah,
made like a
that's
little
about it.
trilogy for this movie.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch
Um,
those. I gotta rewatch Split. I don't remember Split that much, but I haven't watched Glass, so those are all gonna be new to me when we actually get those down the road.
got you. Okay. So this one stars Bruce Willis as David Dunn, Samuel L. Jackson as Elijah Price, Robin Wright as Aubrey Dunn, Spencer Treat Clark as Joseph Dunn, Charlene Woodard as Elijah's mother, Iman Walker as Dr. Matheson, Leslie Stephenson as Kelly. What else we got here? Because we just going down to everybody. Who else was actually like plot relevant that we had here? Orange Suit Man plot relevant? I
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
he did some weird shit and they had to go after him.
Chance Kelly as Orange Suit Man. Yeah.
It's like the Yellow Man in Sin City. Like he's just there, but he he gets to a plot point eventually.
Eventually. Yeah, yeah. I mean a pretty big point, actually. Um so I know they start out and I didn't again, this is my first time seeing this like in full. I know it was on in the background maybe when I was younger.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention, right?
Okay.
So this is the first time I watched it. I didn't know it started out with like the origin story of Samuel L. Jackson first. I thought it was gonna mostly start out with Bruce Willis's character because
Yeah.
we mostly see, right?
Yeah.
Um, so you find out as a baby, he's got well, they explain exactly what it is. This is a very complicated name that I can't say. But he has a disease, and as he was born, they thought he was dropped because he came out with broken arms and legs.
Yeah.
And they realized that he was basically born super brittle. Basically,
Yeah.
he was damaged in the womb. So
Like
I don't think they.
class.
Now here's the thing: I do not remember them giving an explanation for that. Did they say what happened to cause him to be like that?
No, there was no radioactivity or he was just born. To his knowledge, he was just born that way.
He was just born that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
There
I
was
was
no
just trying to think.
there's no like family history. Well, then again, I've never watched Glass, so that might have opened up on what they probably explained more about how he got the power, like what power, what the disease, I guess, or whatever he had down the road. Like,
Well, see. Now here's the thing: as we go through this movie, where we're going, basically, it's basically his story. He's growing up. You're
yeah,
finding out his love and I guess it turns into obsession with
yeah,
comics
yeah,
because you see him as a little boy with his arm in a sling, and his mom left him a present on the
mm-hmm.
bench, and she's like, "What's that you see?" And she's like, "You better go get it before somebody takes it,"
Yeah,
because he's like, what is that?" He's like, "Oh, somebody's gonna take it," and like, "You better go get it," and then he goes and gets it,
yeah,
and it's like it's a episode of it's an issue of a comic book. And that's his treasured item because I believe he still has that in his collection.
yeah. And then he like extremely like made more of a collection down the road.
hmm
But yeah, I
But
think that was just like his headpiece, like in the store.
yeah, yeah. So like they show you how he gets that and where it starts.
Yeah.
Um, and like you learn about him, like really they give you like his state of mind on things,
Yeah.
like why he just starts. I guess because he's so brittle, that's where he pours his mind into is the comics and stuff because
Yeah.
he can. I guess his mind tends to wander in the world of the superheroes and whatnot, and then like eventually, I see. But this is the thing. Eventually, in his case, it seems to have driven him mad.
Yeah. It kind of made him like be a little bit obsessed and finding something. So he wanted. The thing is, I think he didn't get the explanation of why he's the way he is. So he always, again, his safe coat was the comic book. So when he read the comic books, he always saw like there was always like a probably even things that evened out. So basically, if there was a villain, there was a hero. If the hero was super mighty and stuff like that, the villain was brainy and he had the knowledge and things like that. So like there was always the opposite of ends of things. So basically, that's how he kind of like started. Well, if you go into the movies like that, it's kind of like it's dragged into the storyline, but you see what he lines up doing to try to figure out if there is actually someone else like him, but the opposite.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they actually, so as an adult, as actual Samuel L. Jackson, Elijah Price, they and David Dunn actually meet like pretty early in the movie too.
Yeah,
Like it's not like forever until like they see each other and meet and whatnot. Like he's I guess was looking
yeah,
for him. Like Samuel L. Jackson's character was like keeping tabs, keeping an eye
yeah,
on Bruce Willis's character. So like he tried to actually get to meet him in person. So he meets him and his son like really early on, and that's kind of the stuff that it sets things in motion later on with the son,
yeah. So it happened
his
with the
fascination.
it happened with the train crash. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the big part of it. The train crash, the train that get introduced to Bruce Willis's character, and he was on a train, fucking scumbag taking off his wedding ring to next to a chick and shit like that. Anyway, there was a big accident on the train, and he was the sole survivor of the train with no bumps, no bruises, or anything like that. Um, I think I think the next scene when he goes to work and he comes out, he has like a card on his car, asking when was the last time you got sick,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when he started going into his history of when he got sick, which landed up getting him a raise because he told his boss, "Oh, when was the last time I called out sick?" And the boss was like, "All right, you get a raise." Yes, you did not. You never called out. God damn it! You didn't have to say it like
Mm-hmm.
that, you asshole. It was like he was not looking for that, but he was just asking like straight up clear answer, like when was the last time I got sick. Same thing with
Mm-hmm.
his wife. He was asking her the same things and things like that. But there was always a question of one of the things was the car accident he's in to end his football career, and I think that was one of the things Glass questioned him too. Like, did you actually get hurt, or did you fake it to live with your wife? And that was something
Gotcha.
that was like,
Gotcha.
he faked it. He didn't want to play football no more,
Yeah.
and he
Gotcha.
faked his injury and things like that. But there was a lot of things into that. Like it built onto the story of just going back to his history. He was never sick, but then he found out there was one time he got hurt is when he drowned. He almost drowned in a
Yeah.
pool of water, in which that was his weakness was water.
Which was not even a weakness. It's just he's a. It's just well, that's like being a human.
Yeah. No, but
You can't swallow
he
water.
swallowed water like he couldn't swallow water like properly. It was very tightening. It was a very tightness in his
No,
throat.
he explains it. Like
Yeah,
the kids try to dunk him. You
yeah,
can't. Have you ever been dunked? Like
yeah,
that's not. You can't prepare for that when you're a kid.
yeah,
So he almost drowned. So like, the, it made me some of the explanations for why Elijah Price was trying to say that he was a hero or he had powers.
yeah,
Some of them it seemed like a stretch.
yeah,
like that, like trying to take the one. He said, "You and me both." He's like everything else. He's like, "I'm brittle, and you're strong. I'm sickly. You're never sick." And he's like, "But the thing we have in common is we both have the same reaction to water." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Bro, you just what you trying to say? You just a black man and he's a black. You know what I'm saying?
Like you
Y'all don't
stereotyping.
swim. We don't swim. We don't swim well as well. I'm trying to say, brother." And I'm like, but you understand what I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah.
work is like that was like the weakest link in his argument. I'm like, oh, he got dunked by two kids, and you're like, oh, he almost drowned as a kid. No, bro, that happens for real to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Cut it out. So I understand why he's trying to say that was a weakness because Superman couldn't drown.
Yeah.
I get it. He can breathe in space, in the vacuum of space or
Yeah.
underwater.
Yeah.
I get it. But come on, man, he's not
Yeah.
Superman. He's not Superman level.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, and this ends up like him asking these ridiculous things really starts opening up just how crazy he is, because then you find out that he was behind a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. And that
Like
was like
the
the
later
big
things
like
and stuff.
reveal in the end because we started realizing that Bruce Willis's character, like if he touches someone, he could see shit that's on them and things like that, or
He
he'll
could,
see a glimpse of what they did
like he
wrong.
gets a relevant memory,
Yeah. Or he will
which
see
is weird.
shit that they did wrong, and then when he went to that scene in the like there in the Penn Station, which I think it was located in Philadelphia. I think it was in Pennsylvania because I think M. Night Shyamalan is from there, and he does a lot of his film in Philadelphia.
He
So,
was a random drug dealer who got searched at the stadium.
yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Mm-hmm.
He always puts himself in the movies. That's what Jackie was telling me. He always has like a small
Yeah, I
role
think
and
so.
things
I
like
think
that.
so.
But one thing in that scene with the Penn Station thing, it was like, God damn, all y'all people are fucking nasty. Like everyone did something fucking wrong. Like Jesus, like how you pinpoint the worst one? Y'all all nasty.
True story.
Yeah. Like lady stole the jewelry, fucking dude raped a girl, and they fucking it was just like ridiculous stuff. And then he found the one that the dude knocked on the door, and he was like, "I like your house." Like, why would you open the door? Why you didn't close the main door? I was like, oh. And then he got beat up. His wife died too. Like he saved the kids. But there was the whole scene of him going into the house and like saving the kids because that was the one he pinpointed and saw. And they actually showed the scene of him almost drowning and the kids kind of helped him out. And then after that, he caught the guy. He kind of just put him in a sleeper hold and let him just run him against the wall until he ran out of air. That's pretty much what he did. He didn't really fight. He just like choked him. He's like, come on, die, go down. And it was that. The big reveal, like in the ending, I think this is like what this movie was. It was for that big reveal in the ending. Everything that brought everything together and all the attention towards the glass, him, Elijah talking to him, David, and things like that, it all led up to the end, which is something that he told him to do too, to just go into a thing and just touch people and to see what you could get. So in the ending of the movie, he shakes his hand and he's like, "This is where we split ways." He shakes his hand and then David sees everything that Elijah did to figure to find him, to find someone that was similar to him. So the burning of a buildings, fucking the train crash. He did a lot of things. He blew up his plane. Like he did a lot of things just to see if there's someone else on him. So he just became a straight up maniacal supervillain throughout this time of him just trying to find someone like him.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
He basically did that. And the part of me goes like, that's messed up, but you think about it and it's like that it does make sense.
Yeah.
Because toward that type of extreme response, what would you get? if you kept that up, I guess.
Yeah.
It's as maybe if but then again, you have to have that suspicion that they're real, right?
Yeah.
First. Because if somebody just starts doing that out of random, it's like, well, what the hell? Ain't nothing's gonna come from this.
Yeah.
It's just pure madness. But I'm not saying I agree with him,
Yeah.
but it's like if you want a superhero, you have to be a supervillain. So to that end, I understand what they're trying to say.
Yeah. And that's something
Um,
I always dug is that basically he was like, for every villain there's a hero. There's always the opposite ends, and then most of the time they are friends, directly friends, before they turn on each other in that sense. Look at Xavier and Magneto. Look at Doom and Reed Richards. Some of the most famous ones were best friends or very close, and then had a different opinion, and that different opinion made them go against each other.
this is true.
Yeah,
So it makes sense. But you still kill people, you crazy bastard.
Yep, he killed people, and he just walked around with his cane. Like, you act like you weren't noticed. You're the only man in bright purple.
Exactly, like a damn
Like, you
villain.
stood out. You're not hiding nothing.
Exactly. But it does make you kind of laugh how what he could get away with, just doing something random and then just walking out like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Because you see him walking out the train, he's like, civilians aren't allowed in there, and he just slowly pimp walking away, like not even changing his stride.
Yeah.
Like that just had me dying laughing. But just like, damn, yeah, all right. So
yeah.
It was a good twist. I like it, and I guess probably one of the more liked of the Shyamalan movies, right?
Yeah. It's one of the popular ones too. What do you give this movie?
I'll give it a 3.75.
3.75. Okay. Your 3.75s consist of Batman Returns, Toxic 2, Punisher, Batman Forever, Rocketeer, Tank Girl, and Crying Freeman.
Put it above Toxic 2.
Okay. 3 points. You know, I might do 3.75 as well. I think the movie itself, the best part, and the one part, like if you did not see this movie at all, was the end. I think that was the best part of this movie. Was the whole climax of him showing how he found him and shit like that. I thought that was the best scene in this movie. The rest of the movie was kind of dry. Like, Bruce Willis's character was just like a boring character. It was not even a character that I liked very much. Like, I didn't like him. I didn't like him as the guy he was.
It didn't make me endeared to the character, not really.
Yeah, so I'm going to put it right under Crying Freeman. And that'll be my number 24, Unbreakable. But I did enjoy it because I have not seen this in a long time. So so one thing I liked about actually watching this, because the last time I seen this, I seen this in movie theaters. That was the last time I saw it, when it came out in theaters.
Okay.
So I did not remember I knew the ending and how it was. I don't remember how it went, like how it built. So I appreciate that ending. I appreciate how that built to that end. And I think that was the best part of this movie, is that built to the end. Like that ending, the climax of this movie was the best part of this movie. Next is X-Men.
Finally.
This ends our 2 decades of superhero comic movies of 1978 to 2000. But we are decided we are continuing. But we're gonna so all the 2000 movies are just gonna be mixed in to the next list. Just so, because then they could get rated within those movies. So you could put them in any order you want. But so Unbreakable, the specials, Unbreakable, and X-Men are all 2000 movies. So those all three could be within that mix.
Gotcha.
All right. So, and also I'll give you your list. So just in case you want to do little updates before we do our final verdict of our superhero comic movies of 2 decades, I'll give you it. So if you want to do some edits, if you see one that's not supposed to be higher than others. Damn, this was a long journey. Like, really think about it. Like, we watched Condor, man. Oh man, but yeah, it's been a very interesting because also we've seen movies that kind of surprised us. Like, I would say, looking at the list of movies that we had done, like Demon Knight, I was surprised how much I liked that movie.
Yeah, same.
And it was not even like it was superhero comic, but it was a comic book movie, but it was not superhero. It was just a horror movie and shit, but it was funny as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
who'd have thought Billy Zane was hilarious?
Exactly. And yeah, and how Blank Man stood the test of time in top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
there's
cool.
a lot of
I wouldn't. That's a real shocker. Like Blank Man.
Yeah.
Blank Man is one of those ones. Like if you told me I would put that in the top 10, like I wouldn't think so.
Me either.
Yeah.
But as of right now, before we do our last movie, our top 10, yours is RoboCop, Turtles, RoboCop 2, Batman, Toxic Avenger, Superman 2, The Mask, Men in Black, Blank Man, Blade. Mine are Turtles, RoboCop, The Mask, Batman, RoboCop 2, The Crow, Superman 2, Blank Man, Men in Black, and Blade. Alright, so X-Men is the final movie. That is on Disney Plus, so that'll be easy to find. And yeah, I guess we wrap this up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gives You Better I Swear podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclone Inc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And also, we got a WordPress, so check it out. Where you at, Merc?
You can follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, or Merc with the Mic. Follow our podcast on Spotify. You can rate our podcast. Give us 5 stars, or we find you. The more you rate it, the more we could get views and actually go on lists like for comic book things or whatever categories we have. It will go in those categories. So, yes, give us some reviews. And then, yes, always remember, follow the Jinkies.
He's hungry.